Hey guys, welcome everybody. For those of you that know me, my name's Dee. For those of you that don't, welcome to the channel. I just briefly want to talk about the return from Gambia back to England and the system, the process and the processes. I can only talk about what I did and the processes that I followed. Everything's ever changing. So obviously go to the relevant websites. I went to www.gov.uk and they have a similar version in Gambia. So obviously do your due diligence, do your right research and your correct research. So wherever you all are, I hope you're well. I'm in the UK. It's cold. Now you'll see me looking down at my prompt cards because I want to make sure that I give you the right information, and that again, as I said, is based on, so that's my disclaimer, based on what I did. So what I did was obviously I had my ticket and my date booked and set. So the information as it was when I travelled was 72 hours before you have your PCR test. Let's give it the correct terminology as they've given it. So what I did prior to that was I purchased a test kit for arrival in the UK. So the test kit is for day 2 and day 8. This is for the UK because there's a traffic light system, so it will depend on which country you're travelling back to and what those quarantine, isolation, testing issues are. But for the UK at the time when I travelled back, it was considered just for what they term quarantine. So the first step that I did, I purchased a test kit in the UK. So that's the first thing I did. Then 72 hours excuse me, before I was due to travel back, I confirmed my flight. And then I confirmed just slightly prior to that with the PCR centres when I should have my test. Although I knew that, but I thought, let me just do it correctly. So that's what I did. They gave me that information. They told me to go to the bank and pay, at that time it was 2,500 Dalasi. Don't know what that converts to in English money now, I can't remember. So I paid that in the bank. I got the receipt. I took the receipt back to the test centre and had my PCR test. And that test was nose and throat. And I told them, just be gentle, don't be taking it back to all the way there. So they just scratched the scratch and did what they had to do. So that was that. And then I know it was maybe the day after, obviously before I was due to travel, they contacted me and said, come and pick up your certificate, your results are negative. So there we go, went and picked up my certificate. I took a picture of it to make sure that I had it on my phone and had a hard copy. After that, what did I do? I completed a travel locator form online, and you can get that from the www.gov site. This is specifically for the UK, so that's what I did. I completed that form. What else did I do? And you have to put the information on that form of your test kit purchase for the country that you're landing in, again the UK. So on the date of travel, I headed to the airport. Before I even entered into the airport, there was officials asking if you got your negative screening and all that, your passport and all the other information that you required when you travel. So they were asking those questions before you even entered into the airport. And I must tell you this for free. I travelled via, what do they call, Brussels airline. I'm not promoting any airline, but that's the one I travelled via. And when I checked in when I reconfirmed my flight, I asked them, you know, about what time should I get to the boarding gate and all these things. They didn't, I don't think they give you enough time. So I'd be mindful about that if you really want to catch your flight, because I saw plenty of people being turned away. Plenty of people being turned away. So anyway, back to where we were at. So they then weighed the cases before I even got into the airport, and mine were, I had 2 cases and they weren't quite balanced, so I was swapping things back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then after I had done that, you know, after I'd done that, somebody approaches you that works in the airport, and then they say to you, oh, can I help you with your cases and all this business, and they're now, before you could give them what you felt freely, but now they're asking for a standard fee. Okay, that's a vlog for another day. Because in the UK you just put £1 in a trolley and you go about your business, and I suspect they do that in Gambia because it's a way of employing another person, and they get some finances to support their family. So, you know, I don't know the system itself, and that's how it's set up. But you know, a lot of people appear from nowhere, and it can be a bit daunting if you've not experienced that before. And that's the same as when you're coming in as when you're going out, but I've experienced it several times, so I'm used to it, I'm prepared for it. So you do as you will. Oh, excuse me, I don't know what's going on here. Yes, you do as you will in relation to that. You manage them yourself, or you give them the fee, or you give them what you want, or you barter with them. That's left to you. Anyway, so once you've done that, you get to the other immigration officials, and they will ask for your test certificate paperwork, so your PCR specifically, and obviously it must be a negative result, or you're not getting on any flight. And they also asked for my test kit purchase in the UK, so make sure you've got data on your phone, if you've got it on your phone, because they want to scan the QR code on your test kit that you've purchased in whatever country you're going to, but on the UK. So they took a picture of my certificate, and also they scanned the QR code on my test kit that I'd purchased in the UK, that was in the UK. I didn't have it sent to Gambia, it remained in the UK, because obviously that's where I'll need to use it. And they also was asking for proof that you'd actually purchased this kit and the cost of it. So they wanted an invoice or an email. So it wasn't sufficiency enough to say that you purchased the kit and they could see the QR code on the kit. They wanted to see how much it actually cost. Well, not the costing, they wanted to see that you actually purchased it within that given period of time. Mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. Okay. So obviously they check your passport, and once you've cleared all of that section, you move on to the next section and you go to the desk, and they check in your luggage. If you do all of that, then you're only left with your hand luggage. After you move around again, somebody checks all those forms again, and then I had to fill in another travel locator, a paper version. I have no known reason why that was. It was different to the one that was done online. I thought, hey ho, I'm over it now, let me just do as I'm supposed to do. So then you go to the part where they check your hand luggage, you know, go through the scanner and all the rest of it. You do that process, then you go to the boarding lounge, you sit, you wait till it's your time to travel. You get up, you bring all your paperwork, your hand luggage, and then they check it all over again. Then you get on that little bus that goes to the aeroplane. You get on the aeroplane, and you've got your mask on, your muzzle, your mask, whatever, in all that time. You get on the plane, you do your due process, you travel your journey. They make the air hostesses are making sure you keep that thing on, and then I went to Brussels. So while I was in Brussels airport, the muzzle was still on, because obviously different countries have different restrictions if you want to call it that, whatever. So then when I got on the plane from Brussels to the UK, all that process that I've told you there, showing this, showing that, travel locator, just repeat. That's what happened there. I'm not going to bore you with all of that detail. So I'm on to the next bit. So arriving, yes, I'm just making sure I'm in the right place. So arrive in England, and the queues were, they say, as long as your arm. My arm's only this length, it's not that long. The queues were long like the river Gambia. They were just long, winding round, winding queues.